Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Richard Wright, and I'm from ADOVH. That's the Academic Open Virtual Hub. And we generally do the student support sessions on my exams and my modules. So today we will get you up and running with Iris on the CAS My Exams portal. And we are joined here as well with by David Harperstad, Lazarus Aaron, and Prof. Mofokeng, who will be also assisting you in the chat. So please make use of the chat if you have any questions regarding any of the tools that we will be showing. So just to quickly give you the overview of the program, so we will do how do you actually go download your paper, how do you upload your script, especially the proctoring tool Iris, how does it work, to give you a demo of it, introduce you to the Iris preparation site so that you can go test out all your setup before you actually do any assessments. And then we will have David also having a look at some popular questions. But first, let me hand over to Prof. Mofokeng, perhaps also for a welcome from their side.
Thank you so much. I'd like to welcome all my students. I'm happy to have the 2023 cohort. Just two important things that I'd like to note. For the students that are repeating, please note that for Iris, we need to follow the time. So we'll be writing test 1 on Tuesday, and in the prior cohort, we used to give you all the questions in one go in the morning, and in the afternoon you'd also have the scenario and the required for all the modules in one go, and then you would choose which one you start with. However, in this time where we are using Iris is only activated per paper, as you will know very soon when Mr. Lazarus Aaron takes you through the demo. But Iris works when you have downloaded the paper, therefore you would have to follow the schedule as communicated with you in the announcements. And the upload time is still at the end, at 1 o'clock for the morning session. In the afternoon, it's around 5 o'clock. So you can upload in bulk. But if you are only doing one module for level 1 students, please upload immediately after the time elapses for your paper. Lapses, not elapse, lapses. So, colleagues, thank you so much for inviting me to do the opening. I'm gonna hand back to the program director. Thanks.
Thank you, Prof. So let's get started. So very importantly, make sure you've got this web site URL saved. I've put it in the chat as well. You can already test that you can log in. So if you log in, you should also have access to the Iris preparation course that's on there. So please make sure you've got this saved in your browser so that you don't need to go and look for the URL where you have to go log in to the myExams portal. So remember, you'll be using the myExams portal, so it's different from my modules, or it's basically the same learning management system, but it's two different portals. So you might also require to log in again. So just make sure you've got your myUNISA password, that you know the password to enter into the site. So basically what you will do is you will go to the URL, you will log in with your student number and myUNISA password, and then click on the login button. And as you can see, it looks a lot like my modules, except at the top it will say my exams. You will also notice if you have a profile picture already on my modules, the profile picture will not show on this portal, but you do not need to worry about the profile picture on my exams as long as you've got your profile picture on my modules. So from here, once you reach the site, you just click on the My Exams button at the top and then select the module that you will be writing. And then on the page, it's usually at the bottom right, where you will have the assessment that you need to open. So just to go through how to access the papers is you first log into the CAS My Exams site. You select the CTAS module that you will be doing the assessment on. you download the papers from the supplementary folder. So IRIS will automatically start. Once you access this URL for the assessment where you download your paper, IRIS will start automatically. So I heard previously that some share the papers over WhatsApp. If IRIS won't start, if you got the paper somewhere else, you have to log in to go to the assessment for IRIS to start automatically. So in this period, you will complete the paper on a notepad, so you'll write it out. And then once you're done, you will scan in your script to PDF document and then go log in again to CAS myExams site to upload. So just a summary, so it's just the steps of download the paper, IRIS will start automatically, you write out on a notepad, you scan your papers to a PDF document, and then you stop IRIS after you uploaded your documents. So just to quickly show you, so when you go to the CAS login, you just log in with your student number and my UNISA password. So you'll see here, the looks a lot like my modules, except it's my exams. And then from here, your module will be listed. So if the module is not listed already, it should be loaded soon, but you should have access to the IRIS preparation site already. So the layout will look exactly almost the same as the IRIS preparation, and usually your paper will be here at the bottom that you need to download. So for this one, it's here in the middle. So we'll just click on the IRIS preparation. And as soon as you click this, IRIS will start automatically, and Lazarus will show you exactly how to make sure it's installed correctly and how to use it. So here's where you then download. You start the IRIS invigilation, you write out, then you scan in your document, you upload it, and you come back here and you add a submission to your for the specific assessment that you're doing. Now, also, a lot of you might be using your mobile phone to scan in your documents. So there is various apps that you can use to scan in documents with your phone to PDF. One app that we can recommend is OneDrive. So you just log in with your MyLife email address and your myUNISA password. You've already got a Microsoft 365 account with UNISA. Once you logged in to the app, it's got a little camera at the bottom, and you can use that to scan in the document to a PDF document. Once you've got your PDF document, you can upload it directly from your phone to the myExams portal. So you don't need to transfer it to a laptop or your desktop. You can upload it directly from the app to from your mobile device to the exams portal. Now, a lot of times, if you do have, for instance, multiple documents, say you scan it in, but it comes out as images, or the PDF becomes very big, the resolution is too high, or you just want to merge a couple of PDFs, one website I can recommend is ilovepdf.com. And this allows you to merge PDF, also to compress a PDF if it's too big. Just make sure if you do compress the PDF that everything is still legible before when you upload. And then as well, you can create JPEGs to the PDF if you, for instance, the images comes out as JPEG. So just also a reminder, as you heard, read the announcements, make sure of your times when you're writing and the upload times that's being provided. Remember, no later email submissions will be allowed. Usually in the announcements, they also give you an alternative link. If myExams is giving you problems or there's something wrong on the server, they do have alternative Microsoft Forms links where you can upload your scripts. So just make sure you do read the announcements very well to have that know what to do if something goes wrong. So the proctoring tools, so we'll first just have a look at, remember on my modules, it is a requirement that you know have your profile picture. So all you need to do is log into my modules. You click at the top right on your username. It will bring down the profile that you can select. And then on the edit, on your profile, you can select on edit profile. If you scroll down, there's a user picture. So you need to upload a picture of your face where you're clearly visible. So just make sure it's also perhaps in landscape mode or a square picture. Sometimes if it's portrait, it does tend to tilt 90 degrees when you upload it. So you can just always then crop it to a smaller and it should upload. So once you uploaded your profile picture, once you clicked on edit profile, uploaded your picture, you just scroll down and save. And then at the top right, you will see your profile picture. Now, the proctoring tools, as you might know, UNISA uses various proctoring tools, and you might have used some of them previously, like such as the Invigilator app. But remember, you are only going to be using iris invigilation. So it's not used in combination with other proctoring tools. You will only be using the iris invigilation app. And the iris invigilation app only runs on a desktop computer or laptop. So just a few tips on the iris invigilation. As mentioned, it only runs on laptop or desktop computer. It does not run on your mobile. It's a Google Chrome extension, so it means you can use Microsoft Edge as well, as they also support Chrome extensions. And then very importantly, your computer requires a microphone and a camera or webcam. So make sure if you're using a laptop that the microphone is working and that the camera is working. If you've got a desktop computer, you will need a webcam that's also got a built-in microphone. But with this, I will hand over to Lazarus that will give you to go through with you through the setup and also a demo on how you do actually the invigilation. Thank you, Lazarus.
Thanks, Richard, and good evening, students. I'm just going to share my screen quickly. Okay, you can see my screen. Put this in presentation mode. Okay, so I am a lecturer in the College of Science, Engineering and Technology, and at UNISA, and we've been using IRIS for all our examinations since the start of online examinations, so since 2020. We've been using IRIS. Most of our students are quite used to IRIS at the moment. I'll just take you to the instructions first, and then I'll do a quick demo. So what is IRIS? IRIS is an invigilation tool like the other tools that we have to ensure assessment integrity during the online examinations. There's a specific reason why we use IRIS in CSET. It's because of the different governing bodies and the different boards that quality assurance boards. So like the engineering quality assurance board requires us to use a tool like IRIS because they feel it is more better at mitigating against cheating than maybe the other tools that we use at UNISA. So that's why I think also CAS, and that's why it's also being used now for your CTA tests. So IRIS records audio, video, and computer screen activity during the entire duration of the examination, unlike the Invigilator app, which just takes pictures of you now and then and records audio now and then. IRIS records everything the entire duration of the examination. It uses machine learning to flag potential academic dishonesty. So it'll pick up excessive movements, sounds, tab switching, going onto different apps. So whatever you do, it'll pick it up and try to determine through machine learning whether you potentially cheated or not. But it is not IRIS or the machine learning tool that determines whether you cheated or not. So it might flag you if you do get flagged, and a person will look at your recordings to actually see that, okay, maybe to see what you were doing at those particular moments that you were flagged at, to actually make the determination of whether you were cheating or not. So it's not, if you were flagged doesn't mean that you've now automatically been flagged for cheating. There's a person that actually will look at your recording. So the decision on whether you were cheated or not will be made by a person, not made by the IRIS machine learning or AI tools. IRIS also has GPS location, so we can determine whether you were sitting in the same location as other students. How does IRIS work? It is as I mentioned previously, it records you the entire duration of examination. It's a pop-up Then it comes into your screen. It's a pop-up that can actually, you can minimize during your examination, but if it is minimized, it will still run and record you in the background. You need a stable internet connection. You need a laptop or desktop. The laptop or desktop was initially, even with CSET and in our engineering and our science students, was a problem at the start in 2020. But I think now we have a lot less students complaining about the fact that they need a laptop or desktop. In fact, we don't have any students complaining about it. But initially, it is something that can be a bottleneck, or something that can be a problem. But I think initially when we were writing the examinations, a lot of students borrowed laptops from friends. So if you don't have a laptop, to try to ensure that you have one by borrowing one. Yeah, you need the laptop or desktop needs an external built-in microphone. You're not allowed to use a headset. You need to have a web camera. We recommend that the minimum specifications on the computer be 4 GB RAM with Windows 7 64-bit. So oldish computers will still work. It's usually only very old computers that will give difficulties with Iris. I would say computers older than 7 to 8 years possibly give you difficulties, and you might, if you have a computer that's older than that, you might have to increase the amount of RAM on your computer. So before you actually write an Iris invigilator exam, you have to install Iris onto your browser. Iris is a browser plugin and needs to be installed on your browser. So power just went off here. I'm not sure why. Okay, I think it's probably load sharing. So Iris is installed on your Chrome or Microsoft Edge. You have to use either Chrome or Microsoft Edge. You cannot use any other browser. You need to have the latest browser version installed on your computer. So to install on Chrome or to install in your browser, you would go to the Chrome Web Store, or you go to the Edge Store. You would search for Iris in the search bar, and then Iris is usually the first extension that pop up. You will click on it. I'm going to go through these instructions quickly because I'm going to do an actual demo just now. Click on it. You will click on Add to Chrome. You will then click on Add Extension. Once you've done that, Iris is installed as a plugin, and that's it in terms of installing Iris. That's all you need to do. Then you are ready to write an Iris invigilator examination. You would open Google Chrome. You would log on to the examination site or the test site. Iris is activated when you access your assessment on the myExams portal. You will follow these Iris instructions and then minimize Iris and start your test. After you've done that, you will okay, let's come to that later. So these are the Iris instructions. The first time you use Iris, you will need to allow it to use your camera and give it permission to use your microphone. You have to click on allow. Then when you're writing your examination, this is the pop-up, the first screen of the pop-up. You will need to agree to the terms and conditions. You will then listen to this lady who gives you the instructions of why we use Iris and what you would need to do in the steps to follow. So you will complete these. You will complete your enter your username, enter your student ID number. You'll choose a microphone. You'll choose a camera, and then this button will be activated. You can then click on next. What's important to note that you have to type in your student number correctly. If you do not, the system will pick you up as not having used Iris. So please type in your student number correctly. Do not use your South African ID number. We had students initially who were writing Iris examinations. A lot of them were using their ID number here. Please don't use your South African ID number. You need to use your student number. Then it will ask you to capture your student card. you will need a student card with a picture on it, or you can use your South African ID or your driver's license, but you need some sort of identification with your picture on it. IRIS uses that picture to authenticate you against the person that's actually writing the examination or the person that's sitting in front of the computer. If your picture is old, don't worry about that. If you're not, IRIS doesn't authenticate you automatically, then someone from the exams department will do a manual authentication. You will then be asked to center your face in the middle of the screen so that IRIS can pick your face up, make sure the face detection technology is working. There's another screen that pops up here. You will see in the demo, but it's not part of this presentation. But we'll show you that in the demo. After that, you will click on Start Invigilation there. Once it turns purple, so once this lady completes with more instructions, you can click on Start Invigilation. Then this is an important step, a very important step. Although you've clicked on Start Invigilation, you have not actually started invigilation as yet. There's another pop-up that comes up, and you have to give IRIS permission to share your screen. So you have to allow it to share your screen. But you do that by clicking first on this little copy of your entire screen. Once you do that, this button, which is initially grayed out, will turn purple, and you will be allowed to click on it. It will remain grayed out until you click here. So that's important to note, that you have to click here first and then click on share. Once you've done that, you minimize IRIS, you write your examination. If your time is up at the end of the test or examination, IRIS will pop up automatically and will upload files. If your time is not up, you can maximize IRIS, and you click on a button that's titled Finish Recording. The Finish Recording button will be here if you have to do it, but I'll show you that on the actual demo. And then it will upload some files and then close by itself. IRIS uploads files every 10 minutes. So if you have an internet interruption or internet connection problem, there's two things. You can restart IRIS. So IRIS might stop working. It may stop working if you have an internet connection problem for a long period of time. If it's just a very short period, it will not stop working. But if it's a long period, for longer than probably, or if it falls within that time when it's trying to upload files, then it will give you an error, and you will have to restart IRIS. You restart IRIS by opening the exam paper again. So don't worry if your internet connection is not 100% stable. If it drops and it comes back up, it's fine. IRIS uploads every 10 minutes. So at the end of the examination, it does not take that long to upload files. It's only uploading certain files and the last 10 minutes of the examination. So it will not take you very long. It should take you under 5 minutes. Normally, even if your internet connection is slow, it should only take you under 5 minutes to actually upload all the files. All students writing the CTA tests in this case are linked to the IRIS practice site on myExams. On the practice site, there's also some troubleshooting document under additional resources. Okay, so I'm going to take you through the actual demo now. Just note that it's actually dark in my room at the moment because of load shedding. Oh, I'm not sure why the light is off. I'm just going to take 1 minute to check here. That is load shedding. So my camera will come on just now, but it's going to be dark, unfortunately. If I click on this, so when you're writing exam, you will, the first thing you need to do is actually, you need to install IRIS. So I had in IRIS installed, but I removed it. So I'm gonna take you through the process of how to actually install it. Like I said previously, you go to the Chrome Web Store. So you can just Google it And then these two are not the Chrome Web Stores. This one is the Chrome Web Store. So then you will search for Iris. Iris should be the first extension that pops up. I click on the extension and then click on Add to Chrome. Click on Add Extension. It will take a few seconds. And that's it. Iris has been added. This is the extensions icon. I can pin Iris to my desktop by clicking on that and clicking on this little pin here, and then the extension will stay on my desktop. You don't have to do that, but it's just good to do that. Now you're actually ready to write an Iris invigilated assessment. Now Iris should pop up once I click on this. Okay, wait, sorry. Okay, there's Iris popping up, but I'm going to close Iris because I forgot to do something when I was sharing my screen. I forgot to shake my computer sound, so I'm going to unshare, stop sharing, and then share again. This time include computer sound, include my screen. So I'm going to go, remember I said that if Iris stops working, you can actually, you can close it and you can open it again. So if you want to open Iris again, you will just go back to the assessment page, and Iris should pop up. Okay, so this is the Iris pop-up. You have to agree to the terms and conditions.
Hi there. Remember me? I'm Iris, the Intelligent Remote Invigilation System. You can skip this intro if you've used the system before. At any time, if you would like more detailed setup instructions from me, click on the Activate Assistant button. Make sure that I have access to your webcam and microphone and that they are shown as the selected option over here. Ensure the lighting is adequate and position yourself so that your head and shoulders are visible and take up most of the window as shown below. Compare your image to the example here. Enter your name and student ID and click the Next button to continue with your setup.
Okay, so the first time you use Iris, you have to listen to this lady and the instructions. Every subsequent time you can pause if you think that's going to take up time. So that's me on the screen. You have to choose your microphone, enter your full name here, and enter your student number, and make sure that is correct. You then click on Next.
To confirm your identity, hold your student ID card in front of the camera. It should be close to the camera so that it fills the whole image. Click the Capture ID card button to take a snapshot of your card. When you're done, click Next.
Okay, so if this thing is now, for some reason, I'm not sure if it's, okay, wait, I'm just going, wait a minute. All right, I have to do, okay, it's not clear because of the light that's shining behind me, but so you should just make sure that it's clear, so you can hold it up like that. That's good. And if you click on Capture ID, then so that's fine. Make sure it's as close as possible to the camera close as possible to the camera, but the entire ID must be visible. You can then click on Next.
Next, we need to be able to capture what is showing on your screen. It is important that you only use one computer screen. Generally, this will be the screen that has your webcam and is also displaying your assessment, so that you are always looking straight on. Completely disconnect any additional screens. Once you've shared your screen, return to your assessment while I will enter the password for you. Click the Start Invigilation button to begin your assessment.
Okay, so there's this little screen that comes up. This is the screen that gives you gives you instructions of what you're supposed to do after you've clicked on Start Invigilation. You can click on OK here. Then there's a new feature that has been added this week to Iris. So Iris actually now has the ability to confirm whether all your sessions has been uploaded. So all your IRIS sessions, you can see it will send it to your student number at mylife.unisa.ac.za, so your student email address, your mylife email address. Yeah, so it's been added this week, so you should get an automatic email after you've finished writing your assessment that all your recordings have been uploaded. So at this point, you click on Start Invigilation. Okay, sorry. No. Okay, this is a problem. There is 2 iris pop-ups, and that's not supposed to happen. And I think that is because I had to close it and put my screen off, and I came back on and I did something, but that's not supposed to happen. So I'm going to close that one. I'm going to, if that actually happens, I would suggest you close both of them, because that's not supposed to happen. I'm going to close both of them. I'm going to, it's going to start again, unfortunately. Continue.
Hi there.
Pause.
Remember me?
Let's do this quickly. Microphone, name. So you'll notice that iris actually popped up when I opened the test, not when I opened the download the paper. So when I opened the folder to the test.
To confirm your identity, hold your student ID card. Next, we need to be able to capture what is showing on your screen. It is important that you only use one computer screen. Generally, this will be the screen that has your webcam and is also displaying your assessment, so that you are always looking straight on. Completely disconnect any additional screens. Once you've shared your screen, return to your assessment while I will enter the password for you. Click the Start Invigilation button to begin your assessment.
Okay, so I should have paused before I got to this point, but I clicked on Start Invigilation. Then the share screen comes up. This is important. You have to click on this, then the share button will turn gray. So initially it wasn't gray, but because I clicked on it, it wasn't purple. It was grayed out initially. Because I clicked on it, it turned purple, and now I can share my screen. And Iris is now recording, so you can minimize Iris. But what you, as CTA students, what you're supposed to do, you're actually supposed to do a desk scan when you get to this point, because your examinations, the tests are open book, and you're allowed to use certain material. We want to see what's on your actual table or on your desk. So you need to hold your camera, and you need to lift it up vertically to your table, just so that we can see whatever material is on your table. You are allowed to print your test and put it on your table. You can print your test at this point. You will download your paper, print it, put it on your table, and then you can lift up your camera again, and you can show that it's only a printed paper and your desk that's on, and your material that you use that's on your desk. It's important that you do the desk scan so that we can see what's on your desk, and it's not. You are also allowed to go to the loo, to the bathroom during your examination. You just tell Iris you're going to the bathroom. You can leave and you can come back, but when you come back, you need to do your desk scan again. So now, at this point, after you've done your desk scan, you can minimize Iris. You open your examination. You can either open it on your computer, you're allowed to do that, or you can print it out. You can write your examination in front of Iris if you want to. You can, if you want to make sure that Iris is still working, you can maximize it, then you can minimize it again. You can continue writing. Once you've done with the examination, so you see in this case, this Iris pop-up is going to run for 2 hours. So it's set for 2 hours on this preparation examination. What you can do is, after you've uploaded your assessment on this site, in your case, you'll see a add submission button here. I can't see it because I'm seeing the site as a lecturer, but as a student, you'll see the add submission button. You can go to the site, you can click on add submission. The normal way you upload assessments on the Moodle platform. Then after you've done that, you can actually maximize IRIS. And earlier I mentioned that there's this finish recording option. You can click on that. You have to do this. You have to, once you've clicked on finish recording, you have to drag this icon to the right. This button is then activated, the yes button, and you can click on yes.
Well done. You have finished your assessment. Remember that you need to wait until your session has completely uploaded. If the process is interrupted for some reason, you need to restart the upload. When it's done, this window will close automatically. See you next time.
Okay, so in this case, the file upload was complete, but didn't. Usually when you click on the finish recording option, it doesn't necessarily close automatically, but it is done. You can close IRIS, and that's it. Yeah, and that's it. That's how you go about using IRIS. Thanks, Richard.
Thank you, Lazarus. Let me just share my screen again. So I see there is a lot of questions in the chat, and we will, during the Q&A session, address a lot of the questions that seems to reoccur. So just remember, the IRIS preparation site is available. Please go and do the preparations as soon as possible. So just to show you quickly, if you type in this link or if you go visit the site for the IRIS preparations, so in here you will see the recordings as well. I see a lot of requests for where's the recordings. So the previous week's recording is already on here and loaded. So you will see here, for instance, the IRIS preparation. So this is the one that you will run. So just remember, once you click on this IRIS preparation, that's when IRIS will pop up and you start. So that means for people that use their mobile phones, for instance, to download to the printer or anything like that, you have to still on your desktop PC visit this site, else IRIS won't start. You need to click on this button for IRIS to start. And then there's a lot of questions about using bathrooms. Maybe you should go to a different venue for printing. Remember, just speak it to the camera, tell IRIS, I'm going to the bathroom. When you come back, you just rescan your desk, especially if you also go printing or if you get interrupted, you just say it's you've been interrupted by load shedding. And then as well, say you get interrupted during, just restart IRIS, continue from there. I said there was one question about writing together in a boardroom. I think you will get flagged if you write together. Rather try and get different areas in the building to write from, because when you do a room scan, they will see there's other people also in your vicinity writing the same thing. Now, a lot of people worry about getting flagged. Remember, getting flagged is not to say you're immediately going to get 0 or anything like that. There's still a person that goes through all the recordings, for that specific area and see what actually happened. So they have to determine that academic integrity was compromised in that session. So they have to prove it. So if there's nothing on the recordings, for instance, that indicates that actual cheating took place, even though you're flagged, it will still be processed. So just remember, getting flagged is not immediate that you're going to get 0 for it. It's still, there's a person actually going to have to look at it and make sure that there was cheating taking place. So please make sure you've got access to myExams. Remember, it's not the same as myModules. It's on a different site. You have to, the URL has been shared quite a lot. Make sure you've got this URL saved. I'll quickly just show you again. So it is this one at the beginning, CAS myExams.unisa.ac.za. So just have a look in the chat. The link is there. Make sure you've got access to the site. And then also say if you log in and you do not have access to the iris invigilation, the practice site, you can click on the link. It will ask you to enroll. There's a blue button. You just click on enroll me and it will enroll you onto the site. So for now, I'm going to hand over to David Harpesett just for the popular questions that we can just pose to Lazarus and to Prof. Mofokeng for answering. Thanks, David.
All right, thanks, Richard. Sorry, I had to go to the little boys' room as so I just had to run quickly. I couldn't tell Iris, unfortunately. All right, some of the questions that are coming up, and I see there were quite a few students asking about it. With regards to the CPU warning, it says that Iris will operate in compatibility mode. Is that okay? And linking to that question, Lazarus, the Iris system doesn't detect my webcam, so I can't take a picture. So it's grayed out. How do I fix it? So those are two questions that are coming more on the technical side of things. Over to you, Lazarus.
Sorry, Richard. Yeah, okay. So in terms of the CPU, usually it's not a problem. You just click on confirm and it'll be fine. It's not an issue. Iris will still work, but in the so-called compatibility mode, but it still works fine. You still get your recording, so that's not an issue if you get that error or warning. The other issue in terms of the microphone, there is some different. There's multiple things that you could try. The troubleshooting document is on the Iris practice site, so you need to go and look through that. But you need to make sure that your browser has allowed the browser itself has got settings where you need to allow the different apps to use the camera. It may have been an issue that you didn't click on allow when you initially installed Iris. That could have been a problem. So yeah, go to the troubleshooting documents. I'm sure it's on that site under additional resources on the same site that you were on now, Richard. Or you could, yeah. So there's also they tell you how to test your camera, the Iris FAQs document. So that's where you should find information on how to, yeah. I think there should be a camera on, there we go. Yeah. So that's the one that Iris does not recognize my camera or mic or webcam. So you can go to, yeah, you can try one of those options to fix that problem. Yeah. Hope that's
okay,
fine.
great. Thanks, Lazarus. All right, thanks. So hopefully, students, you guys can see where they're accessing it, the information. So yep, please go have a look and do the demo, test it out, make sure your device is working, get all those kinks sorted out as much as possible. All right, the next other question that I found that I did flag a few times and quite a few students were asking it, they're saying myExams is only showing 2 modules instead of 5. What am I supposed to do? Is that correct? So maybe the colleagues from who can answer this one? I think they're still going to load the exams if I'm correct. Anyone from the floor who would like to answer that question?
Yes, so
The student is not seeing.
So they only load the modules closer to the assessments. So depending on when your assessment is, you say the day before, if you're not seeing your module, then just contact your lecturer just to make sure that you are loaded. But they load the modules closer to the assessment, so it's not on the myExams portal too long.
All right, thanks, Richard. Okay, I do see students, the myExams site is currently down. They're busy with maintenance. So they're busy doing some work there. So hence you won't be able to access it probably this evening, but I'm sure it will be up soon enough. So yes, we are seeing that as well from our side. Okay, so we've answered that question about the boardroom, so that's cool. Yeah, here's another question I see it's also coming up a lot where students are saying they've got different sessions for the day. So do I click on stop recording on Iris after each paper or only at the end of the session when I've completed all the papers for that session?
I can answer that, Richard. It's after each paper.
Fantastic. So there we go, students. So after each paper, please stop Iris. And then when you start the new paper, do the whole process again. So I think that would be the correct way to go about it, guys. I did see a question about the data size, or how much does Iris eat in terms of data. We were told it's 60 megabytes for 60 minutes. So if it's a 3-hour paper, then it's 180 megabytes for that 3-hour paper. Okay, I do see some questions about my exam site being down all weekend. Well, hopefully it's not going to be down all weekend. I'm sure they're just sorting out whatever they need to do for getting ready for exams and whatnot. But if you do have any errors or issues during an exam, guys, always rule of thumb, do a print screen, include the date and the time, which is usually in the bottom right-hand corner of your desktop. And yes, keep that information, keep that evidence, and contact your lecturer and exam department as soon as possible. Send them the evidence showing this is what you were seeing. So that will definitely help you as well. All right, anything else that did come up? No, I think that's pretty much it. So yes, the colleagues will answer your questions still, students. I see you guys now are seriously posting loads of questions. But what we do suggest is get onto the demo site. Richard will post the links again. I know he's posted a few times. Please get on the demo site, work through that materials, and then, yeah, do the demo and see how it goes, and sort of do as much as you possibly can. And all the best for your exams, students. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, David. We will still continue answering some of the questions in the chat as well. So please post your questions in the chat. We just posted the links again to the IRIS preparation site. You will see there is the recording as well from last week already, and we will upload the latest recording probably by this afternoon or later this evening. So I'm just going to, Prof. Mofokeng, any last words from your side? I think the prof is busy answering questions in the chat.
Yes, I definitely was. I do apologize for that. I think my 2023 cohort is really busy. And I am hoping that you are well prepared for the exam. Please do not forget that over and above IRIS and the use of laptops and being online, you still have to prepare for your exam or for your mini test 1. So please also remember, or for the students that are coming to UNISA for the first time, please do note that we do write all the 5 modules in one day if you are registered for all 5. And the schedule has been posted in your module site announcements. So please look at that schedule thoroughly and know when everything will be written. Also, I wish you all the best with your preparation. We will be available on the Tuesday. So if you send us a question on the module site, any of the module email addresses, mac4861@unisa.ac.za or text4862@unisa.ac.za, we will respond. And sometimes we'll ask you for your number and we'll call you back so that we can assist you. We have been on top of our toes during the SAP, ensuring that everyone gets the necessary help, and we are committed to assist you during this test as well. I do believe that it will not be as hectic as you anticipate, and I'm hoping so also on the day, that you will not be as stressed about the technology on the day. All the best, and I hope we see good results. I'm hoping for 100% pass rate in this test. Thank you so much. Over to you, Richard.
Thank you, Prof. Yes, so good luck everybody with your assessments. Please go do the test beforehand. You'll see it's actually a lot easier than, when you just look at how somebody else do it. If you just follow the steps, everything should be good on your side. So thank you for joining us this evening. The recordings will be made available as we mentioned. So please use this weekend just to set up and make sure that you are ready. Thanks everyone and have a good weekend. Goodbye.
Thank you.